Hey everyone, it is Natalie from Being Intentionally Creative, and we are going to do a little bit more testing with the mix to mold and putting products in and doing some sanding. Before I get going on that though, I have something I want to talk to you just a little bit about. I've had some people comment that I chat too much in my videos, and I got thinking about that a little bit, and I thought, for most of my life I've been one of these individuals who someone says jump, and I go, how high? And when it comes to my videos, yes, I do chat in them because I want to have a connection with my subscribers, and I don't want just dead air. I don't add music because I don't know how to add music to my videos, but I feel that the chatting is a way of connecting with my audience, finding what people are up to, so on and so forth. And I'm not going to stop doing that. I am going to do my videos the way that works best for me because they are my videos. I don't want to lose subscribers because I'm chatting too much, but if, the people out there that need someone who's going to do a video bang, 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 then by all means, look for those people. You have to find the videos that work for you, and I have to create the videos, my videos, the way that works best for me. And I sort of have a bit of a theory. If I, change the way I do my videos to fit somebody, and then the next day they come up with a different comment about how I need to do my videos, then I'm constantly changing how I do my videos, and I don't want to do that. And it's interesting to me because I've seen other YouTubers, some that are very well known, and others that, have been around for a little bit but don't have the following that some of the other ones do. And I'm sort of noticing the same trend. These are videos being put up by individuals who are doing their best to show you how to do certain things based on what they've learned, what they've tested, so on and so forth. We cannot, as YouTube video people, I'll say it that way, or YouTube teachers, whatever you want to refer to it as, we're not going to be able to please everybody out there. So if my chatting is something that you don't want to hear, then by all means. I don't want to lose subscribers, but I also understand that, I'm going to lose subscribers from time to time, either because I'm not showing what people want. I'm not, referencing some things that maybe I should. I'm chatting too much. I know for me that if a video is too long, I skip through it to get to the important parts of the video. So all I want to say is I very much appreciate all my subscribers. I appreciate those who are commenting. I appreciate those who are simply showing up or offering their insight into something that I may not know about. But I've made a conscious decision that I'm going to continue to do my videos my way, and you have to then make a choice. Do you continue to watch me or not? So I just wanted to put that out there because, as I say, I can't change my videos to fit everyone who's out there. So I'm doing my best. I'm showing things to the best of my ability. And if that doesn't work for you, then I really hope that you're able to find someone who fits sort of all that you're looking for in creating those YouTube videos. So that's it. That's all for now. Let's get to it. So we had done the terrazzo chips in the last video, and I had explained to you that I was having issues with the whole sanding process. Now, I've had some tips. People have said that if you sand it with wet sandpaper and water to make sure you let it dry out, which makes total sense to me. So thank you for those tips. And I want to try different products. I was going to try glass, and I thought, no, because to me, glass in something like this, if you get any shards, I'm afraid of people getting cut on the glass. So I won't use glass. But what I'm going to do is I've got two different pieces I'm going to do here. One is a coaster. You've seen me use this many times. And I also have a small book cover that I'm going to use. Because of the thicknesses. I think that's more to the point, and I need to clean out some of this. And what we're going to use is we're going to use some glitter in these pieces. And I also have these metal, I'll call them mini metal balls, that they're called micro beads. We're going to use some of these. And then I've also got these diamond-shaped glitter that we're going to use as well. Now, these are fairly light. I don't know if these will sink, but the main objective for me here is there something else I can put in the mix to mold that's going to allow me to have things sink that I can sand, that I'm not going to be sanding down in the process, so I don't have to work as hard at this as what I had to with the other pieces I've done. Again, I still have not sanded the outside of the oval bowl. I'm giving some consideration to it because the directions had said wait 48 hours. So it's been more than 48 hours now, so I might take that outside. And I also think what I might need to do is get some more, a coarser wet dry sandpaper, because as I said, I started at 600. I think it was, oh, who was it? Was it Claire of Claire's Crafty Corner? That I think she started with a 400 grit, but even she was spending a lot of time sanding these down. So I don't know what the trick is. If I ever figure that out, I will be sure to let you know. All right. I also have an extra coaster here. So if I get too much in one of these, I have this to throw the extra into. Okay. I've made up 100. I haven't made up. I've got 100 mils of mixed mold in here. You'll notice I have some blue in here already. I only did that because I wanted to see if they would be level enough with this piece here, because this is pretty shallow. There's not a lot of thickness to this piece. I'm just going to put that off to the side right now. We're going to start with that one. So I'm going to load this up, and I'm going to do all the colors because, well, I can. So let's get those in. See how colorful we can make this and just get a better sense. And maybe, you know, at the end of the day, I end up, or you do, sticking with just, you know, as I've done in the one video, I put the terrazzo in resin, and that, you know, maybe that's what I end up doing with it. Well, that's probably what I'm going to end up doing with it. Now, I like the idea of saving, you know, any spill off you've got of the mix to mold and using it in something. But again, I don't mind sanding, but I don't want to be sanding for hours to try and get this to show up. And these, yeah, this has got a bit of weight to it. These micro beads are fairly heavy. So let's pour a bunch of these in. Oops. This thing's going to be colorful, well, hopefully colorful if nothing else. I haven't done one where I've thrown all the beads in. I'll show it to you. It's looking pretty cool. I think I'm back to the beginning. I think maybe. Well, you know what? We throw an extra color and we throw an extra color in. So it was Thanksgiving here in Canada a few days ago. And hopefully everyone had a wonderful time. I am having Thanksgiving this coming weekend, which is a working out because we've got some family coming that we don't see very often. And hopefully the weather is going to be good. I didn't show that to you, did I? This is going to be a surprise now, isn't it? I meant to show you, so let me... Oh, I'm getting ahead of myself. Anyway, you can see some of it. Too funny. And it's definitely gotten colder here. Fall has definitely shown up. I believe we've got frost this morning, the day of making, day of making this. All right, I want to put some more of the glitter in because I just don't think there's enough in there, and I really have no idea how this is going to work. So that'll be interesting. Oops, that's more than enough. I think I'm finally learning how to just, you know, dump and not try and save anything. So before I mix up, that's where our glitter looks like. The other thing I want to mention too is when I did this, I still have no idea if this the bowl glows in the dark. And I didn't do it, but it does in some instructions I've got that says if you add liquid, that has to count as your liquid count. So if I put in, let's say I needed 10 mils of water and I'm adding like the paint like I did, that paint's got to count within the 10 mils. So some of you may already know that, but I just thought I would mention that. This is pretty just by itself. Okay, let's mix this on up. So I'm gonna wet wipe out. Always need one of them. All right. All right, water's mixed. We're ready to roll. Okay, so now the glitter's sort of rising to the top. And I think too, because those micro beads are as heavy as they are, I'm going to sort of scoop this out so that I get sort of a nice mixture of it to the bottom and not have it, you know, all go into one spot is what I'm trying to say. It looks really cool in here. I don't know if you can see the bottom of that. You can see it a little bit better now that we're mixing it up. So I'm kind of hoping this really works out so that I can use some of my different products in it. Okay, let's pour. Okay, let's scoop some of this out. And I hopefully too, when I so jiggle it around, we'll see some more. You know what? To heck with it. Yeah, see, so now I've got all my beads in here, so we'll have to jiggle this around. Just so I don't get them all in the same spot. Nice and colorful the way it is right now. Looks pretty there. Now what I might do is, I think I'm going to mix up about 50 mil for the cover. And if that's not enough, I may top coat it in resin. So let me just stir this around a little bit, just so we... That looks, I love just how that looks now. Okay, well, scoot that a little more so it can mix in. All right, we'll let that start setting up. I'll go get everything cleaned up, and then we will come back when it's time to pour the other one. Just trying to get some more of this glitter out, and then we'll see if these don't make it easier, because I really don't expect... Well, the glitter, yeah, I expect I should be able to sand that down, but I'm really hoping that with the other products that we can just get this really cool effect. So, I'll be back. So for the next one, I did do 50 mils. I have added my colors, so there you get to see it this time before I mix it all up. I didn't put all the colors in this one just because it is a smaller piece and we're not doing as much. So we'll just mix it up now. I really do like the glitter in this. It'll be interesting, really interesting to see if I can get this sanded down. I do like working with this stuff, and I'm not as paranoid with it as I was at the beginning. I think some of you who've been watching for a while, I was freaking out every time I used it because I felt like it was just setting so fast, and now because I have used it so much, I'm not as bothered by that as I used to be. That mixed up. Okay, let's do this. This for this one, my Lazy Susan being up on the table would have been a good idea. I almost wonder if I'm just going to have enough for this. 50 might have just been a bit too much. So let's get some of these. Hopefully that's in camera good. Yeah, see those micro beads, they definitely sink to the bottom of this stuff because I've got a lot in. So let's just... a little bit more. I hate to not be able to get all of this in here because I've got such a little amount left. So 50 mils does the small one. I've got 3 of these. So 50 does the one. Of this anyways. I have no idea how much resin it takes. There's a tea light stand I had thought of doing. I have no idea how much it's going to take either. It's a Christmas, well, Christmas theme, so we'll have to do that at some point before Christmas hits. All right, don't worry about that. Oops, some of the beads are out. All right. So that one is starting to set up. I think we got just enough of everything in there. All right, people, we are going to let this sit and set up. I'll be back in an hour. Well, I'm trying to think. Maybe I might take about maybe 2 hours for this one, just because this is with these spots here. I don't want to break this taking it out of the mold. So maybe we'll come back in an hour. We can for sure take that one out. That'll be fine. And this one I may leave a couple hours just because I don't want that to break, and I want to set up pretty solid before we take it out. So there we have it. When they're ready to come out, I'll be back. We're ready to take this out of its mold. This has been sitting for an hour now. As I mentioned, I'm just going to let that one sit for a little while longer so I don't break it. We'll flip it over and see if we can see anything on the other side. If nothing else, I'm amused by the glitter on this side. Okay, so can you see? Our beads got centralized. Very, very badly centralized, but that's okay. Really, I want to see if I can sand this down and bring them up. So yeah, we got very central on that, which is kind of unfortunate. And then there is some of the glitter down in here. I wasn't expecting a lot. I'm not surprised that it's on the top here. I just want to, and I'm probably going to be able to, shake some of that off, right? So if we, here, you can see it falling onto the table. That's too funny. I love shit. I love stuff like that. I apologize for that almost swear word that fell out of my mouth. But yeah, so if you're going to do this, you're going to have to, maybe what I would have been better off doing instead of mixing it with my mix to mold is to have placed it on the bottom maybe first and then pour it over top of it very carefully, or poured a little bit in and then sort of sprinkled it around so I didn't get it coming together like that. So I'll have to think about what fun stuff I want to do to decorate this so it doesn't look so obvious. Yeah, so it doesn't look so obvious. Anyway, we'll let that sit. We'll come back, but let's see if this did the same. Very carefully, because I don't want to. Yeah, so I have the same thing happening on this one. It's not, that looks more a little bit galactic than the other one, but we'll see. Like, I mean, the big thing for me on this piece, these two pieces, is to see, is it easier to sand this stuff down and get the pieces coming up more than the terrazzo? So that's really what this video is all about, is to see what we can do. And I think with this one, the diamond shaped glitter is going to be sitting up on the top of this more. So even if I do lose the glitter, it's not going to be such a big deal. Anyway, be back when it's time to take this one out, just so you can see it. You pretty much know what it's going to like. And then I'm going to start sanding them straight away to see what I can do with them. Anyway, we'll be back. I got some sanding done on these two pieces. I'm going to show you this side first because this is my preferred side of these pieces, and you know why, for obvious reasons. Anyway, I went out and I got myself some 60 grit sandpaper, 220, a 320, and a 400 wet dry sandpaper. And then I got a little thing I should have brought in to show you that has various grits on it. Anyway, what did I do? I used on this side the 220 grit, and only because I was concerned that if I used the 60 grit on this, it would rip things out. Now the 220 kind of did that a little bit, but not too bad. And I know you have to take into consideration with this diamond glitter, they're not very thick. I did have some that got pulled out with my sanding, so I didn't want to use anything too harsh. And you know, if I work on trying to get some of these spots out, the ones that are sort of showing, like, you get the idea, I'm going to rip things out that I don't want to rip out. So I like the concept of it, and I almost wonder if what might be a better idea is to, like, do a really thin layer with something in it, and then put another, like, once it dries, put another layer on top of it, and then on your top layer, put stuff into it, just so you can get a two-sided effect, like I prefer to do. Anyway, so we did a 220 on this, and some of the glitter, I do love the glitter in this, but some of the glitter, and I don't know if you're going to be able to see it, is sticking up. So it wasn't sort of flat in, so when I sanded it, I pulled some of it up and others not. So I'm not sure, like, I'm probably just going to end up with pieces like that, pull them right out. Seems a little drastic, but and the other thing I'm thinking of doing with this is coating it with resin, whether it's two-part epoxy or UV. I haven't got a clue on that yet, but that's sort of my thought, just because it is rough on this side, but I think it looks pretty cool. And this one, it seems that this was a little more even, and I was able to get more of it up. As far as, so that's got a really nice sparkle to it. At least I think so. Would I put like this glitter, this type of glitter in it again? Yeah, I'm not 100% sure on that. I do think the diamond shaped glitter looks pretty cool. Now, let's see the other side, because you had seen that my beads, my micro beads, just sort of got clustered together. And the unfortunate thing with them clustering together is you don't get to see all the colors. Like, I mean, I put 2, 4, 6, I think there's 7 colors, 7 or 8 colors in the container, but you're only seeing a few of them, which is really unfortunate. So I'm wondering if, you know, being able to spread them out more would have been nicer. You would have maybe seen more colors. I used the 60 grit on this, and did I do the 220 on this? No, I think I just did the 60 on this to pull it up. And when I rub my hands over that, you can feel the micro beads on that, and you can feel it on this one. So I didn't get all the spots with it. Again, this piece is relatively thin, so I didn't want to play with it too much. Yeah. So I'll definitely be doing something with both these sides. I'm not really sure what that something is going to be right now, but they definitely need something to bring them to life, to give them a more creative look versus just it almost looks like I just took the beads and threw them and that was the end of it. So for something like this, I think it would have been better if I had sort of sprinkled them out and about and got them down and then very carefully poured the mix to mold on top of them instead of mixing it right into the liquid like I did. So that's a tip for you. I wouldn't suggest doing that. I would find another way of putting these in here. Anyway, so these are going to sit overnight now. I'm going to let them set up for 24 hours anyway. We'll come back. We'll have a look at these in 24 hours, see if there's any change to them. Again, not going to sand these down on this side anymore. I'm not sure I'm going to do this side anymore either, or this side, because I'm kind of concerned if I do any more sanding, I'm going to start popping these guys out, which I don't really want to do. Anyway, so there you have it. We'll come back in 24 hours. We'll see how these look. I love this side. That side I love. So I think if you layered it, then you could have something like this on both sides, which I think would be really, really cool. And I will look and see if I've got any ideas for how to decorate this side of it. Anyway, if you have any comments right now, please drop them below, and we will see you back here in 24 hours. So here we are, 24 hours later. This has had a chance to sit overnight. I'm still absolutely loving this side of these pieces. I will be coating them with something. Obviously, they're rough, so I would want to coat them with something, and also to protect from, you know, fingers being caught on them or some sort of material being caught on them, depending on what they're being used for. And not on this one so much. There is a little bit of sparkle in there. Definitely going to be doing something with this side of these. This, I think, turned out really cool. Again, I could have sanded it down more, but how much more am I going to lose by trying to sand some of these other spots down? So, and again, obviously would get a coat of resin, whether it's UV or 2-part epoxy on that. This side, more so than the other piece, sparkles a little bit more, but again, not my best laid plan, which is totally cool. I would definitely want to see about spreading those out again versus throwing them in the way I did. So I don't recommend that. But all in all, they turned out pretty decently. As I say, this is my favorite side. I will figure out something to do with the other side. But again, it's one of those videos where you see what to do and what not to do. This is a knot. I think this is totally cool. I have had some people comment about putting, specifically if you're using the terrazzo, to put that down first and then pour over top of it, which probably makes a lot more sense than, you know, me mixing it all in the way I did. Anyway, I hope you found this video helpful. I also just wanted to end by sort of repeating something I've said before, that Tim Holtz has always said, you do you. And I'm more specifically relating that back to the beginning of my video where I talked about I have to do my videos my way, and I appreciate that that may not work for everyone, which is totally cool and which I, you know, get. So you have to make a choice whether you want to continue to watch me or not watch me. I have to do my videos my way. Anyway, let me know what you think of this overall. Let me know what experiences you've had. I look forward to doing my next video, which I'm not 100% sure what that is. And once I figure out what I'm going to do with these, as I typically do, I can show you in a future video how I ended up decorating them, what I ended up doing with them, and just so you have some ideas. But yeah, that's it. That's all I've got for today. I look forward to seeing you in my next video. Again, thank you for everyone who has subscribed, those who are commenting. It's really great to hear people who are getting and gaining, ideas and knowledge from what I'm doing. So thank you for letting me know that. Have a great creative day. Take care. Bye for now.